instant. Right now. Did you know here's the topic, all manifestation is instant? Yes. It's always now. Nothing ever happens yesterday or tomorrow. It's always now. So it's always instant manifestation. It's always that way. The moment that you can accept it on all levels, it's going to manifest, you see. And our nature is manifestation. We're a tool in a sense, too. When we're allowing others to, what they tell us and what they believe and what they think and all this that we accept and do, then we're manifesting their reality. So you have to look at whose reality are you manifesting. And so much of it, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, I'm not judging it that way, but in a sense, but you just what you want to observe and what you want to notice. And I noticed how much in my family, it was had such a beautiful childhood, a beautiful family. We were singing all the time. And my mother had a beautiful voice, and my father had a beautiful voice, and my sisters all have beautiful voices, and my beautiful voice. And because we would sing, nobody said you can't sing, and nobody was really judging anybody else for their singing. And my mom, she had perfect pitch, and my mom was going to the finals to be chosen as the lead female singers for the Bob Crosby Band. This was in the 40s. Or was it 40s? No. It was in the 30s. I'm sorry. No, it was in the 30s. And this is before I arrived on the scene, you see. And so anyway, this whole thing of... I lost my notes. Oh my gosh, it flew away from me. Yoo-hoo! Okay, I'm going to start again. Okay. Yeah, I'm just starting right now. But it won't be a long one. Okay. Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. And I know you are because that's who you are. And it isn't really, because these are words and sounds. And that's really, really important to take a look at, because the reality is created through the sound vibration. And it's actually a hack of the divine spiritual transcendental sound. And why it's even labeled transcendental, because it is, when I was in... I had been trekking in the Himalayas, and I really got sick because I'd eaten so much food that, animals, all kinds of stuff. And up in that high elevation in the hiking, and already was, getting the body getting sick. And so I had to be carried down on the back of this guy, Sherpa guy, for 2 days. And I think I was 30 pounds heavier than he was, but they're used to carrying packs on their back up there and everything. And so when I got down then to Kathmandu, and I got into a hotel, and one of my students, Janet, was there with me. But anyway, I heard choirs of celestial singers sang the Om sound to me in harmony, male, female voices, beautiful, also changing key and Om. It was constant. And no, she didn't hear it. It wasn't anybody else, because I was right there on that edge. And it was really interesting, that sound vibration, you see. So that sound then that is very, very, very important in our lives. And what we want to be conscious of is what we're using sound, the sound you're listening to. The sound of the music, a lot of music, very harsh. It's not really music. They had some kind of a music award thing, kind of thing I didn't really watch, but a couple things like that. Isn't that really too bad? Because I've gotten into classical music because it doesn't have words. And a lot of the words, you see, are so miserable. You took a fine time to leave me loose, wheel. No. But anyway, I remember that when I was 11 and 12 years old, my girlfriend Roberta and I, we were a great singing duet, and we got on TV. We were singing on TV. You took your cheating heart. Well, I don't know what your cheating heart is, but that's what we were singing, and that was fun. But see, sounds and music. So my family then the singing, and then all in my family, their great sense of humor, and so we look at how much in our lives comes from our family, and realizing, God, that was really perfect for me, for really whatever I set it up to overcome. And I also, like, people say, what about forgiveness? Well, I said, well, I really don't do the forgiveness things, only because so many people well, I'm such a great person and I'll forgive you, you filthy, nasty person. But anyway, it's how good I am. It's righteousness. It's not true righteousness, but it's kind of arrogant stuff. I thank all those people for showing me up to reflect back to me basically what I needed to know and realize, and probably what I had agreed to before we even came into this reality, how we're going to set it up again because of whatever lessons we need to learn, blah, 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 when there's really only one. Who do you trust, your inner self and who you are, or the mind? And then as we, so as we work on ourselves and we realize the sound vibration, the vibration of the words, and in fact, only speak sweet words if you can, because like even in relationships, when we see if all of our relationships come from the way we watch people on TV and they're sarcastic and mean and nasty and biting and cruel, this is not what we're really like. But what do people do? They pattern themselves after these wretched souls that really have no knowledge or experience of the divine. And when you really want to claim who you are, which is most important, and all of that, and you take a look at how you've been influenced and who's influencing you and where you got all those beliefs and all those concepts, and then you want to go and you want to isolate those words that you've been using to define yourself. What are the words that get you reactive? What are those statements, those concepts and all of that jerk you around? And then you see, then it is then that the words have the power of God, because then the words then cause us to react as if the words are more powerful than we are when we spoke the words and gave it the meaning and everything, you see. And so then we say these things to other people. I've been fortunate enough to have been called every kind of possible filthy name you could ever think of. Oh yeah, and praised and glorified to kingdom come and all, no. So they're all the same. When you begin to realize it's good for the person to acknowledge and recognize, but if you start believing in your press, you're just puffing yourself up and thinking, well, I'm just the dudette of all time right here. Really? And what you really get, if you're a really serious pleasure seeker, is the real pleasure comes in selfless giving. Not just saying thank you to someone. Oh, thank you. Thank you usually is, well, that was the end of it, and I don't give in return. You see. And the real thing is the whole into the giving and the receiving is that we are, what would you say? We are allowing ourselves to, what would you say? Express and be who we are. So anyway, the sound, listen to good sounds, and then I listen to the classical, and then the good sound and the sound of your voice and the sound of the words and the sound of your tone. And in the spiritual realm, every word is a song and every step is a dance. And then what do? We celebrate the joy of being. And you do that